Hello, and welcome to April May Creations, the channel dedicated to all things creative. My name is April Sittler, and I love to create. So whether you're here for a little inspiration, or you just want to see what I've been up to, thank you for joining me. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when each new video arrives. I also feature many of my creations in my Etsy store, April May Creations US, for those of you who like to watch but prefer to pick out a finished product. I can't wait to show you what we're going to do today, so come on, let's get started. Hey y'all, I'm back with another creative video. It took me a couple of weeks to get some work done in my house near my craft room where I had to get the ceiling, part of the ceiling repaired. So I didn't have my area to be able to make some videos, but I was able to play with some crafts in another area of the house and over with a friend. So I have some things to show you today. So I saw this video online about how to make your own glitter paper, and I've linked that below. And she was making some ombre glitter paper, and it just was really pretty. So it inspired me to try some different papers and some different techniques to make some glitter paper. So these are some of the finished products, and I used 3 different types of mediums. I used some metallic gilding polish. This comes in a variety of colors, and it actually has the sponge right in the top of the container, so it's really convenient. You just wet the sponge and put it on the paste, and then you can rub it on the paper. So this paper happened to be a Spectrum Noir, kind of an artist paper, but I also did some in just a plain white cardstock. Probably around 100 weight, at least 85 or 90, but I think it was 100, not quite 110, but I think 100 weight. And then I also played a little bit with some photo paper, just to see if it would be a smoother finish. So this was with the gilding wax, and this was a combination of 3 of the colors, and as you can see, they turned out really nice. On this one, I mixed the citrus green gilding polish and the rich red and the copper shine. I'm sorry, on this one. Then on this one, I did the rich red, the citrus green, and I tried the purple mist. So these are from Creative Expressions. They're out of the UK, but I believe they sell their products in the US. I got these at a craft show when they were doing craft shows in the world, and they have started back. So that's how these turned out. And then this technique, I did some Nouveau embellishment mousse. I'll give you this one so you can see the better. So this one here, I did the lilac lavender. I did the peony pink, and I did the Indian gold. And the Indian gold was really awesome. I even added, I believe, a little of the Indian gold to this one, just to bring out a little bit more of the gold. So I really, really like that color. But again, you can use a sponge or one of these applicators with the little foam on the end. You just get it wet, and then you can just use the mousse and smooth it on. So those were the mousse that I used for that one. So they were a little lighter color. And then on this one, I just used some stamp inks. So these were a couple of squid ink hybrid inks that I had. You've seen me use these colors before, I believe. So this one was Blue Marlin and Mermaid Eyes were the 2 that I used. And this was the one with the inks that I did use a piece of the photo paper. This was a piece of HP photo paper. I did find that this glided on with this applicator a lot more smoothly. It blended a little bit better than some of these others did in the rough copy before the glitter was added. But I don't really notice much of a difference. You know, I don't necessarily like this one any better than this one. And this one I just did on cardstock, just plain cardstock, with the same inks and the same applicator. So I found that you can kind of use any kind of paper base you have as long as it's a little bit thicker. But that worked out really well on any of the papers and really any of these techniques. So it's really more the color that you're interested in doing it with. And then once you do the colors and get the background the way you want it, I made these fairly abstract, and then these I did more linear. I just covered this just like the woman in her video. You'll see how she did it with a double-sided adhesive. So this is just a double-sided adhesive. It just happens to be in a roll instead of a sheet. So you just cover the front of your design with that and peel off the one side, cover your design, and then peel off the other side. And then you're just going to hold this over your tray and add glitter to it. And then the only other step you do, once you've done that part, is you use part of the backing of the sticky paper. You lay it back on the top of the glitter, and then you'll use your brayer to press the glitter down. And this is the end result, and it's just amazing. So I wanted to share this technique with you because I love glitter paper. You can use these to do die cutting out of. You can use it as a background on a card, and then you can layer on the top of it. You could just use it for whatever your imagination creates. But it's a really neat technique. And next I'll show you some of the work in progresses, the befores and afters, so you can kind of get an idea of, even though your design might not look that awesome, just plain, once you get the glitter on it, it transforms. It's just amazing. So I'll show you how to do a couple of the techniques so you can get an idea of how I did it, and then you can go crazy making glitter paper. So one of the mediums that I didn't try was actually chalk. So I will kind of demonstrate some of the chalk, and then we'll do the glitter on it, and we'll see how the chalk works out. Those applicators aren't working the best, so let me try. Okay, I'm going to blow off the extra chalk a little bit. So let's see how this does. So you just take your adhesive, whether it's in a sheet or a roll, again, it doesn't matter. We're going to cut off, because mine's in a roll, it doesn't have anything on the other side of it. So I'm going to lay it down on there. Cut it off. Same size as the paper. Okay, and then we'll peel this off and we'll put the glitter on it. And the glitter I'm using, again, is just the little Hobby Lobby. It's extra fine diamond. But they have all different kinds of glitter. I would say you probably don't want too chunky of a glitter because it may not stay stuck as well, or maybe it could stay stuck better. We'll see. But this is, so now this has the adhesive on the front. And just going to cover it in glitter. Oh, it's amazing. Are you ready? Look at that. So even with chalks, it works fantastic. I think a little bit of the darker the color, the more it shows up, but it's only if that's what you want. But look how sweet that is. So that could be the pretty background to a card. You could put a frame around it. You could add a couple butterflies or birds or just a sweet little sentiment down here, right? Maybe flying by to say hi or something really sweet, but this would be a pretty little card. So now you just take this that you peeled off of the backing. You're going to lay it back down, and then we're going to push the glitter down on to that adhesive a little bit better. And if you don't have a brayer, you could probably just use your hands. Anything that you can press down with, just to roll that glitter on there. And then, look, it doesn't come off. I think unless there's some pieces stuck on top of each other. And then I think this might be a little bit of finer glitter than what I used before. This other glitter could be a little bit more chunky, which is why it covers the design just a little bit more maybe. But look, isn't that beautiful? So I've got several things out here to play with as far as recreating some of these papers for you. I thought maybe we'd try one that's already a printed paper. So I'll cover half of it, that way you can see what it looks like before and after the glitter. And we'll just do another one here. Okay, so let's just see. I bet this still looks amazing just on whatever design that you would come up with. Any kind of paper. Again, I just make sure it's a little thicker paper. A little thicker cardstock, not a super thin like a printer paper type style. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So look, you can turn anything into glitter paper with this technique. How amazing. This is really awesome. So isn't that pretty? So there's the before and the after. And I don't have a lot of these applicators, even though they're really inexpensive. When I looked on hand, I only have 3 or 4. So I'm not going to have enough to try all the colors I want. So I'm just going to use these cosmetic wedges. You can get these like at the dollar store. So anyway, so that's pretty awesome. Look at that. I like that one. So let's do a Christmas one, because Christmas, we have fall coming up. But then we also have Christmas coming up. And Christmas cards, right? And I like when the sponge twists and twirls. Look at the pretty design it makes. And let's do a little red. So here I'm just using a really old ink that I just happen to have. It's a crystal dye-based ink, and it's emerald green. And then I have another dye-based ink, a Ladybug by Ranger. Try to smooth it around a little bit so it doesn't look quite so distinct. That's pretty. That would be a pretty Christmas background paper, wouldn't it? Okay. So isn't that neat? So now I'm going to put a little yellow with it because sometimes there are gold colors, right, at Christmas. So this is a Ranger Archival Ink Sunflower. Is that color. So you can really, excuse me, you can really just make this look however you want. Because once you add the glitter, it's just really going to dress it up. So you don't have to worry about this being perfect, right? So there we go. Because it's going to be perfect just the way it turns out, right? Okay, so now let's do a little bit of the glitter on this one. That's not quite big enough. So let me get just a little bit larger piece so we can cover at least half of it. And then one thing I thought about as I'm doing this technique is it might not be a bad idea once you put this adhesive down on your item to actually use the brayer just to press it down, or use something just to press the adhesive flat so it doesn't bubble up. Okay, so now we're just going to peel off the other side. I'm going to save it. I keep wanting to throw that away, but not yet. Okay, so let's glitter this. Look at that. So even though your lines are fairly, you know, not really blended on your rough piece that you start out with, it's amazing how they look more fuzzy and blended once you get the glitter on there. So again, I don't think you have to worry so much about your design underneath as far as making it exact, because once you get the glitter on there, you see how it softens it and blends it together. And then look at that. That doesn't come off at all. So there's another one. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So you can see how some of the lighter colors turn out on things, and then how some of the darker colors can turn out. But I just love this technique. So I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed creating it. I'm going to keep playing with these ink colors and mix and match even maybe some of the gilding wax or some of the Nuvo, because I really would like to add some of this gold. Like I said, this Indian gold was really, really pretty on things. So I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to post some of the items that you make on my Facebook page, April May Creations, so that I can see the glitter, paper and glitter projects that you've made. Until next time, happy creating and be inspired. Thank you for spending time today with April May Creations. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and share it with people in your life who need a little creative inspiration to make something fun. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on April May Creations. I have a variety of videos for you to check out next, featuring handmade projects, secrets to stress-free crafting, easy organization, and so much more. If you are not the maker type, check out my Etsy store at April May Creations US, where I take custom orders and offer many of these finished products for sale.